All right, I believe we are live. It is Friday, October 2nd. Gonna be doing a little live coding to round out the week. Today I'll be taking a look at putting in some PRs for Matt Gifford's library, CFML library to wrap the Postmark API. Big fan of Postmark, big fan of Matt Gifford. But Postmark's added some new features like broadcasting emails, and those aren't in the library yet because they're pretty new. So I want to add those as well as some other things to make it easier to work with. I didn't ask Matt about these, so hopefully the PRs get merged. But I'm happy to, work with him to get them to where they need to be. So without further ado, I'm gonna dive in here. I've already got a fork of the project here. And actually, one of the first things that I kind of needed to do, or think I need to do in order even to do this stream, is to add support. Now, the to use it, you have to pass in your server API key, and I don't want to have to pass in my server API key. So I'm going to make a branch for this, branch, and we'll call it env support. We'll check that out. And let's just push that up to my repo. Git push set upstream. Come on there, set upstream. Origin, didn't spell it right. Env support. Man, typing's a little bit rusty here. End of the week. There we go. That's up. Branch is created. Add a let's see, a .env file and a .env.example file. And we will open up that git ignore and make sure that the env file is ignored. And I believe that's there. Let's hop in here, git status. Need a little bit more space here. All right, so first we'll add that git ignore file. Ignore.env files. And then we will add that example file, add example env file. Got those set. Now I am going to need to add environment variables to this, but I think I'll work on the component itself to add support for those environment variables. So I'll hop into the CFC itself, close the terminal for now. And right now, you're required to pass in the account token in order to use this. And so I don't want to make that required. And the base URL, I mean, I guess that could also be set as an environment variable, and it's got a default. So required actually wasn't even doing anything there since there's a default value. String account token. Now, what I want to look at, because I've written some API wrappers myself, I did one for SendGrid. Actually, I'm working on Postmark, but I'm wearing a SendGrid Hacktoberfest shirt from a couple of years ago. So, oops. In here, I do something similar. So, okay, I set it to blank. All right. So, first thing I'm going to do here is within this, well, I said account token equals blank. And then in here, so he's setting these properties equal to them. I'm going to do, so what did I do here? In here, I'm appending arguments to variables. Then I have what the secrets are that I look for. All right, so I'm gonna copy my own code here. It's gonna have to get modified slightly because it's not being done exactly the same way. that I did. Up. Got it. All right, so let's hop back over to Postmark. And in here, let's add this code. All right. So what are we going to look for here? We're going to look for, oh, I don't need to set it in variables. Let's hop over to the Postmark docs and come up with a good name for the account API key. So send an email with the API. No, let's go to the API reference overview. So they have their Postmark account token. So we're going to take this. We'll hop in. And we will not use dashes. We'll uppercase it. It's a Postmark account token. Will be there for account token. And I think just looking for, so Postmark has an account token and they also have a server token. I'm debating whether it shouldn't, you know what, that's too much. We're gonna make these small changes because small changes are easier to work with. So we've got this account token mapped to this environment variable. Then we're gonna create a Java system object. If this key, if the key in secret, for key in secrets, if variable, okay, so I'm not sure how that works. Okay. We don't need variables.key. We need like get key because they're being set as properties. No, but we haven't gotten there yet. So we'll say, okay, if arguments key has a length. So if the argument itself is passed in, we don't need to do anything else here. We're only concerned if an argument was not passed in. Then we're going to check the environment variables. We're going to try to get env secrets key. Yeah, so we're going to try to get the Postmark account token from the environment. If that's null, or if it's not null and it has a length. All right, so this is what we're going to have to figure out here. We're going to actually, you know what we'll do? So that most of the code stays the same. We will put argument, oops, can't type, arguments key equals, what did I have there before? Arguments key equals env value. And then we'll skip, we won't check anything more for that one. And then we'll check Java system properties and we'll do the same thing here. Arguments. So it's going to check the environment variables and the Java system properties. If it finds them, it'll set that argument's value equal to the value that it found. And then when we get down here, the rest of this code can remain unchanged. It will set the account token equal to the value that it has. Now, I do think I might need to adjust my indenting here. Maybe for everything that I pasted? I can't tell. Yeah, those can go in one. Okay, that's not lined up quite yet. Did I have to go in more? 1, 2, 1, 2. That all looks right. 4. Just want to make sure that I'm not adding any ugly code here. That's the 4. Those are all in. Huh. If I bring those all, just delete my, let's collapse you. Just want to make sure I'm in line with the code that's already there. So let's scooch back a line. There we go. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna hop back to the terminal. And actually, okay, let's do this. We can look at the changes here. And I might want to end up adding these. I guess I don't have to. We've removed required. And then we search for that Postmark account token. That's the code that we've added. All right. Do I do those as, I think I'm going to do those as two separate commits. So actually we will get rid of that, hop back to the terminal, and actually we don't need you anymore. All right, so I'm going to add these one step at a time. See if we can get it smaller. That's what I want. We're going to add that. And we're going to commit, we're going to say remove required and set default for account token. And then we'll add the next section that checks the environment variables. So yes, commit, check env for and set if found. All right, so we got that. We'll push that up. Now I got to make sure that that's working. How am I going to make sure that that's working? Well, the easiest way, I'll make an index. Well, I haven't set those in env variables yet. Well, you know, for testing purposes, I don't need to put a real one in here. So actually, let's hop in the env. We'll need this. Oops. Oh, nice. So what I'm using here, you can't, this is, I'm using an extension by, I don't remember who it's by. What's it called? The extension is called, what is it called? Oh, Cloak, right? Cloak. John Papa, an extension that hides environment variables and secrets, which makes it slightly easier to stream here. So that's why those aren't showing until I put that there. It shouldn't show anything if I type anything after. So that's working pretty well. In case you're wondering why that's hidden. So we will close that. We are in our example file here. So this is the environment variable that we're looking for. And we will just fill in here. I'm typing here. I'm gonna just show you what I'm typing. I'm gonna type your your account token here. Paste that in. And then for now, we can just put this same thing in my env file just to confirm that this is working. Paste that in there. All right, so I haven't committed that yet, but that's fine. I'm down here. I'm going to add an index file that I can use. And in index, let's open that up. And I'm going to need to hop back to the docs for this. All right. We don't need a var, but we'll just grab this. So what we can do now, what we should be able to do now, not script, CF script, we should be able to say postmark equals new postmark, and then we're not going to pass in an account token because we're setting it as an environment variable. And And I wonder if we can then output. No, I like using shorter names there. pm.get account token. I think I can do this. Not positive. Hop back to the terminal. All right. And then I know that this, okay, so we'll open up the server JSON because I don't have this particular thing set up. So this is just for me. Server start CF engine equals, oh, not in command box right now. Box. All right. When command box spins up here, we'll start a server. Server start CF engine equals, we'll just do the latest Lucy to begin with. And that should open up our index file in a second here. And I'll see if I broke everything. Ring. So that's not exactly what I wanted to see. But it might, let me just check because I don't know if get account token is actually what I wanted. I'm going to hop into Postmark and I'm going to dump the account token right here. Get account token. Let's try that out. Huh, nothing. Okay. Oh, you know what? Okay, let's get rid of this. I need to have okay, let's hop back to the terminal. Server stopped. I've added and removed tons of command box extensions, and I think I need to install the env support one, I believe. So let's go install command box dash, I think it's command box dash env file. All right, I'm gonna have to actually go over to ForgeBox, search in here. Let's zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Search for env, command box.env. That's the one I think I want. All right, so we'll add in that extension so that command box will pick up those environment variables. The shell will reload. I'll restart the server, and it should have that picked up. So we'll do server start again. And I just checked that server JSON should have Lucy in it. It does. So I can just do server start. I'll get rid of that old window, and it should open a new one for me momentarily. I hope. That should output the, there we go, your account token here. Awesome. So to recap what we have here, nice. I have to hop back into here. Let's just finish. I don't want to add that index file. That was just for testing. I don't want to add the server JSON. I just want to add that .env.example. So what I did was just add the example environment variable that we're looking for. Not going to add anything else. Git commit, and I'll say add environment add account token environment variable add example. So we'll push that up. And I think that's all that I wanted to do for adding support for environment variables. If you set them, and this can be helpful if you're deploying in Docker or something like that, so that you don't need to set your, you don't need to hard code your account token. Now I'd also, and I have to think about this more, but there's also server tokens that need to get passed in, but I guess they can get passed in when it's called, so they don't need to be, they can be passed into as via environment variables as well. It was just for the startup there. I wanted to look for environment variables. That's all set. So I'm going to add that as a PR. So let's refresh here. Hopefully. All right, compare and pull request. Let's just review what we did. We ignored env files. We added an example env file. We removed required and set default for account token. We checked for that postmark account token, set if it was found, and we added an example. So that is our pull request. Add support for setting account token via environment variables. All right. I removed the requirement for an account token argument. And added support for passing it in via environment variables. If the argument is passed in, it takes precedence. Oops. Come on. It takes precedence. Otherwise, it falls back to look for environment variables. I didn't throw an error if the token was not found. I can add that if you like. All right, so there's a PR, and we will. I just want before I say that to him, I want to confirm that adding the account token manually overrides the environment variable, so that I can make sure that I'm not lying. We'll hop in here and we will pass in an account token, and it'll just say override. And that's what we should see here. Yes, override, that does work. All right, pull request submitted. All right, I had a list of the things that I wanted to look at with this library. All right. I wanted to, okay, let's just look through the code here. Because I did want to look at adding support for message streams and adding the broadcast send functionality. But to confirm that those are working, what I'm going to do? I'm probably going to add them. I'll make a new branch. Okay. All right. I can stop this server here for now, but I won't forget it. And okay, I'm going to leave that index file. I'm going to leave the changes to server JSON, and I'll make a new branch. And I'll call this, what will I call this? Get branch, I'll just call it testing. No, I'll call it work in progress. Git branch work in progress, git checkout work in progress. I can push that up, doesn't matter. Git push, oops, setup stream origin work in progress. All right, we don't need that index open right now. We've got that environment variable support. Oh, so what I need to do in order to make sure that stuff is working, I believe, is add in my actual account token, which obviously I don't want you all to see. So let me open that up, get the env file. Oh, modify index so that it's not dumping the account token, because that would be not good. I mean, I can always roll it if I need to. But I'm going to set this up to use my account token in the env file, and then I'll run some tests just to make sure that that's working. So env, I wonder if I can, I'm going to be, even though I'm using this extension that's supposed to hide, let me see, what happens if I paste in here? If I paste in here, yeah, you don't see it. Okay, great. So I'm going to grab that account token off the screen. In my Postmark account, I'm just going to pull this out and move it out of the way. All right, so you'll just see this. I'll grab that account token from my account, copied. A lot of stuff going on in here. All right. Pasted, saved. All right, so if I hop back to the index, what methods, actually let's hop back to Postmark. What methods can I run in here to confirm that this is working? I don't want to send an actual email. What methods do we have in here? So all the stuff that I set, get bounces, get delivery stats. What do we want to get bounces do? I mean, I don't have a lot of bounces here. Let me hop over to their API docs and see what I might want to do. Server, get the server, /server. If I call that, it's going to list my API tokens, which is, kind of the opposite of what I'm trying to do here. Message streams, that might be something that I want. Let's see what this returns. Server ID, messages gives me, I'm trying to find something with, domains, that's fine. That should just show my domain, right? Perfect. All right, domains. Let's see if list domains is in this wrapper. Domains, it's not, is it? Maybe I just misspelled that. List domains, it is. Okay, so list domains, perfect. So we'll run that and we'll dump the result on the index to confirm that it's hit my account, new postmark, and then we'll dump pm.list domains. Now actually we need to start that server up again. And that should show it. Nice. So perfect, works. Got my domain, mattclemente.com. That's hooked up fine. Okay. Good. Let's comment that out. Now, let me hop over to their docs again. I do, whatever. One step at a time. Postmark docs. In here, sending with the API, there was a thing that for, no. Not in that part. Overview. There was something about if you don't want to pass in the ID of your server token, that you can pass in something for testing, Postmark API test. So we know that to send, we can put that in, and messages won't actually be sent, which is helpful. All right. So let's look at the docs now. There's a couple things that were added here. So email, send a single email. One of the things that I think they added, which might not be here, is message stream. So it's a message stream ID. Let me just check. I could be wrong. Let's just check if this was added. Postmark. So message stream is not found in the component, so it's not here. All right. Let's go to that send method. Send email. For send email, is it under attachments in the docs? Under attachments, they've now added a message stream parameter. Part of this, I think they're pushing to give some flexibility with how you organize and send your emails out. So from what I understand from the webinar that I saw, this is completely backwards compatible. It'll fall back to the default outbound stream if you don't provide it, but it gives you more control over how you're segmenting the emails that you're sending. So we're going to add support to that to the API, and then how are we going to do this? I'm going to add it to work in progress because this has the environment variable support. And then I'm going to just hop back to develop and I'll spin up another branch off of develop and work it that way. All right, so string message stream. Oh, need a comma. And let's add the docs for it. At message stream, and Postmark says that it sets the message stream. Oops. Now, come on. What is going on here? I can't copy? All right, there we go. I don't know why that was being strange. Bring that over. Sets the message stream ID that's used for sending. If it's not provided, the message will default to the outbound transactional stream. Nice. Now, I imagine I don't need to do anything. I forget how this works. So let's just make sure that this is getting passed in correctly just by adding this argument here. The attachments get done like that. The body gets done like that. And then, what happens? Where's email data coming from? Is that the arguments? So strip server token and clean. Okay, so it should be included in those arguments as long as it's not empty. That's, I believe, what's going on in that method. All right, so I don't have for that. I wonder how this would work. Okay. Let's hop over to, we've added that support for that in the send method. What does the send method require here? Server token from and to. Now I'm interested here, since I'm testing, let's get rid of the side. Let's split this. Let's open up index, move it over. And in here, let's see if we can do, all right, result equals pm dot send email. And all right, the server token equals this Postmark API test. And now I wonder if it's gonna if I put something fake in here, I wonder if this is actually going to validate it against my account. So if I do like test at test.com to equals example at example.com, I'm wondering if it's validating the data or and then I imagine the message body. No, it's not. Okay. Well, we'll just send a text body then. Text body equals hi, I am a test. And then we will dump that result and see what we get. I'm not sure if Postmark is going to allow me to send from the test.com domain, since that's obviously not a domain that's in my account. So you know what? Learning by trial and error. We'll see what happens. Let's give that a spin up. Okay. Says it's accepted with no error code. So is that just validating? I'm going to look at their docs here, because I don't think it should let me. Often when implementing your client library or when integrating one, you want to send test emails that don't actually get delivered. I feel like they shouldn't let me do this. Interesting. Maybe, okay, from what I want to do. I don't work at Adobe, but let's just say at adobe.com, because they definitely shouldn't let that work. I should get a rejection if I try to send from interesting. I feel like I have to reach out to Postmark support on this. I mean, I guess the structure of my data is all right, but I think if I used my actual server token in this case, it would be rejected. And I haven't even tested them. So, it just makes me wonder if I put in a fake message stream, is that actually going to get validated? Because if it's not, then this is just kind of using this for testing is kind of annoying. From to put at the end, message stream equals fake. And we'll see what it thinks about that. Oh, that's annoying. Like that message stream doesn't exist. What, I mean, the data's formatted right. I would have thought, yeah, that I'd get something in the 400, 401 range. Interesting. Maybe they don't validate the message stream with errors itself. Yeah, I'm getting everything that's coming back valid, right? No error code. All right, what am I gonna do here? Well, I'm gonna put. You know what I'm gonna do here? Okay, let's go. Maybe it'll only be one PR for today while I mess around with this. Service stop. I'm gonna add. Oops. Postmark underscore server underscore token. I'm going to add another environment variable for my actual server token. This I wouldn't add to the library, but I want to try to use it while I'm testing this out to see if that testing token functions the same as if that test token functions the same as using an actual server token. So I just got to find where that is. I copy it, and I can paste it in there, and you still can't see it, which makes me happy. Close that. And then for server token, I forget how to get. I think Lucy gives me an easy way. Say, oops, I don't want to be over there. Lucy, get environment variables. I think Lucy gives me. That's what I want. So we'll kill this fake server token, and we will add in a server token, server token equals. Actually, let's open up that env file again. Let's open up the env file, and we will put in that variable. So now this should, when I start the server up, this should have my actual Postmark server token. If I don't want to use a real domain here. What if I use a fake domain? Me at fake. Oh, you know what? I haven't. Okay. Me at demos.fyi. 2. I can't actually send this. Test at mattclemente.com. Let's see what they give me if I try to do that. So I have a invalid message stream and a domain that I've not verified with Postmark. Ser server start. Start that server back up. And are they going to let me do this? No. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Oh, I guess that makes sense. They can't validate. I just wasn't thinking about this right. They can't validate the message stream or the domain that I'm sending from if they don't know what server. No, they should be able to. They should be okay. So let's move the message stream. They should be able to validate that the from domain. So let's just see if this works. No, perfect. Okay. All of which is to say, I'm going to make a little note, and I'm going to email their support, because if I'm using those test credentials, I expect to get this 400 back when I'm sending this. Like I expect the same result when I'm doing this as when I'm doing this, but I get no error for that, and that's just not particularly helpful. All right, so we're back here. Now we have a real server token loaded up. It's obviously not going to let me send from that domain, but okay. So message streams. I have a default inbound and a default transactional stream. I wonder how I make a new message stream. I also have a fairly old Postmark account. So I'm not seeing the option for me to add an additional message stream, which is kind of problematic if I'm I just rather than well I mean, I need to be able to add that message stream in order to test this. If I can't test that, then I can't finish this PR. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I've added one PR so that we've got environment variable support with Postmark, which should be helpful. And I'm going to reach out to Postmark with two questions about whether, about the validation using that test server token, and then also about why I don't see an option in my account to add additional message streams. And once I have that, I'll be able to finish validating that this PR works. I'll stick it over on develop branch and hopefully get that merged into. So I'd say it's been a successful day. Happy to be live streaming. Happy for valid Hacktoberfest PRs. I think that's enough for now. So have a great weekend, everyone. Hopefully, I'll see you next week.